Hi everyone. It's been 3.5 weeks since we moved in and 3 weeks since the contractors started work, and it has been wild around here. I wanted to point out first that we had initially planned to do most of the work and the renovation ourselves, and we will still be doing a lot of it, but after looking at the timeline and everything that needed done, we realized that it would be almost impossible to stay on our startup business visa timeline if we were doing all the work ourselves. So it's super important that we stay on the expected timeline, especially for this first 6 months. We'll be reporting to Imabari City with our progress monthly, and the Japanese government will be keeping a very close eye on our progress as well. And we just can't go at the fast pace that the contractors can because a lot of these things we would be learning as we go. So we've decided to split the workload, and they will be doing some jobs while we do others, and it all sort of works together really well so far. Speaking of fast pace, these guys really hit the ground running. From the moment they arrived 3 Mondays ago, it has been literally nonstop. I have barely been able to get them stop just for a few minutes to record this intro. I've been looking back at my footage from the past 3 weeks, and admittedly, it is a lot more sporadic than I'd intended because I just was really overwhelmed and I had a hard time shooting all of the different things that was happening simultaneously while also uh, managing everything else. But I think I'll still be able to put together a pretty clear picture of all the different projects going on at once, or at least capture the beauty of the chaos that we've been living in. Evan and I have always done our own remodel work, so we didn't really know what to expect when working with a contractor. And there have been some surprises, but mostly just small things and mostly due to the language barrier. There's been a team of guys here every single day: carpenter, electrician, plumber, the window guy, the tatami guy. These are all local businesses on the island, and many of them are neighbors. Literally, the window guy just lives a few houses down. And in addition to that, the former owner's son, who we bought the house from, comes to visit and offer his advice as well. So I'll be doing another video soon about what it's like actually living here, living through this, and basically camping. But in the meantime, it's been a really exciting and really chaotic 3 weeks, so let's get right into the footage.
Here we are, the thrilling conclusion to the pickle jar saga. We've collected all of the pickles that we found throughout the house, and we're going to dump out the 10-year-old contents onto the compost, cover them with some more leaves, and wash them out. And we've just had 2 giant trees removed here, so that has released a lot more leaves, so we've got a lot of stuff to rake up and make into a very nice compost heap.
Woo! That ain't right. Lemons in this one.
These are real cool jars, but the glass is really thin. Not bad.
Ooh.
So we've got these 3 compost piles of varying provenance, and they're going to be combined into this one. That'll give us a chance to flip them anyway. So we'll cover up all this pickles, haha, with some beautiful leaves. This is what the cool kids call Korean natural farming. colors, which were under the tatami mats, are from 1998. The tatami man came, and so we got to pick out the little fabric trimmings that go on the edge of the tatami, customize those to the room, and then he took our old tatami away, and he's going to bring back some new ones today so that we can sleep here tonight. And as they were carting these out of the room, we kind of panicked because Danny thought it would be weird if we said we wanted to keep them. But so they asked us where we wanted to put them. I said, you can just toss them. And they said, oh no, Japanese people never get rid of their tatami mats. They reuse them for all sorts of things, which is just kind of funny. So our contractor thought it would be important to get this room first, fixed up first so that we could sleep here. And the other thing we've been doing is we've been cleaning underneath where the tatami was, and etc. And then Danny has been staining all of the wood around here, which looks super nice. And here's the wood. Looks super nice. This is the part she hasn't done yet for contrast. And we went with one of only 3 colors we had at our local island hardware store. So here's the bottle. It says oil stain, but it's actually water-based. And it looks real nice.
So here's an example of what the wood looked like before staining.
What you're looking at here is an unfinished closet. The walls are made out of the traditional bamboo and mud, but it never had the plaster put on top of it. Instead, it was just covered in some newspapers that have been pasted up on the wall for the last 70 years. And I guess the reason that it was unfinished is that this closet had the shoji doors here, as well as a full side-to-side, almost floor-to-ceiling, beautiful dresser taking up the space. So you really couldn't even see that the walls inside were unfinished until we got the dresser out. And we've decided to use this room as a living room, a more traditional, it's not really going to be like a Western style living room, but we'd like to keep the shoji doors off this closet and use this nook as an entertainment center. So we plan to put an old-fashioned TV here, some vintage video games. I'd love to get a little low-to-the-floor couch and a Nintendo chair and really make this just like a comfortable little living room space. We've done a lot of debating about how best to finish this space, and we'd sort of decided on tacking up some thin wood and then wallpapering over that. But we've gone back to the idea of keeping it as traditional as possible. And so we're going to finish the walls the same way we would had the walls been finished when the house was first built 70 years ago. So that works out well because these walls and the room next to it also needs the plaster refinished. So we're doing this kind of work in the room anyways, and we might as well just get these walls built up and ready to go while they're working on the other walls. And the best part is that our contractor, Tsuruoka-san, is going to teach us how to do it the right way. So we're really going to get some first-hand experience about how these houses used to be built. The first step is to remove the newspaper. So some of the big pieces just came right off, but as you can see on the wall, we have some little pieces remaining. So Tsuruoka-san has instructed us to just wet them with some soapy water and then scrape them off. consuming project is trying to get the grout between the tiles white. I'm in the kitchen here and it's years and years of cooking grease splattered onto the wall that have discolored the grout and made it very, very difficult to clean. And I always try to avoid the use of chemical cleaners whenever possible, but I started there for this project. We found some cleaners in the garage and we purchased a couple of products that we thought would help get the tile white just because it's so many years of buildup, and none of them actually worked. So the best solution that we've had so far is like I guess I should have started with this, just baking soda, dish soap, and water and turning it into a paste. I watched a couple YouTube videos about natural cleaners, and that is actually so far the only thing that is giving us some progress in getting the tile grout white. I wish that we could find hydrogen peroxide. That was the other thing that I read about as a natural cleaner for whitening grout, and we've tried a number of stores on the island, but so far nowhere seems to carry hydrogen peroxide. So in the meantime, the baking soda and dish soap seems to be doing the trick.